Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. What's the verse today? Do you know? The verse number? 16. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jana Balava Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jana Balava Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Balava Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Krṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Viruvakatara Sarasi Śubhāt, His Divine Grace, Sri Lesa Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Sri Guru Parampara Ki Jai, Srimad Gita Upanishad Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glory to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadbetam Savadutam Prajana Sahitam Krṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krṛṣṇa Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krṛṣṇa Karuna Sindhu Dhina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Suta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and commentary, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Today's fourth chapter, Transcendental Knowledge, text number 16. So, please repeat. Kim karma, kim akarmeti, kavayo, pi, atra, mohitāḥ, tate karma, pravakṣyāmi, jñātvā, mokṣyase, śubhāt, Kim karma kim akarmeti. Kavayo atra mohitāḥ. Tatte karma pravakṣyāmi. Jñātvā mokṣyase śubhāt. Kim karma kim akarmeti. Kavayo atra mohitāḥ. Tatte karma pravakṣyāmi. Jñātvā mokṣyase śubhāt. Kim karma kim akarmeti. Kavayo atra mohitāḥ. Tatte karma pravakṣyāmi. Jñātvā mokṣyase śubhāt. Okay. Kim karma. What is action? Kim. What is akarma? Inaction. Iti. Thus. Kavayaḥ. Come here. Little Shakti. The intelligent. Api. Also. Atra. In this matter. Mohitāḥ. Are bewildered. Tat. That. Te. Unto you. Karma. Work. Pravakṣyāmi. I shall explain. Yat. Which. Jñātvā. Knowing. Mokṣyase. You will be liberated. Aśubhāt. From ill fortune. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Please repeat. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Purport Srila Prabhupada. Action in Kṛṣṇa consciousness has to be executed in accord with the examples of previous bona fide devotees. This is recommended in the 15th verse. Why such action should not be independent will be explained in the text to follow. To act in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, one has to follow the leadership of authorized persons who are in the line of disciplic succession, as explained in the beginning of this chapter. The system of Kṛṣṇa consciousness was first narrated to the sun god. The sun god explained it to his son Manu. Manu explained it to his son Isvaku, and the system is current on this earth from that very remote time. Therefore, one has to follow in the footsteps of previous authorities in the line of disciplic succession. Otherwise, even the most intelligent men will be bewildered regarding the standard actions of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. For this reason, the Lord decided to instruct Arjuna in Kṛṣṇa consciousness directly. Because of the direct instruction of the Lord to Arjuna, anyone who follows in the footsteps of Arjuna is certainly not bewildered. It is said that one cannot ascertain the ways of religion simply by imperfect experimental knowledge. Actually, the principles of religion can only be laid down by the Lord himself. Dharmam tu shakshad bhagavat pranihitam, Bhagavatam 6.3.19. No one can manufacture a religious principle by imperfect speculation. One must follow in the footsteps of great authorities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada, Manu, the Kumaras, Kapila, Prahlad, Bhishma, Sukadev, Yamaraj, Janaka, and Bali Maharaj. By mental speculation, one cannot ascertain what is religion or self-realization. Therefore, out of causeless mercy to his devotees, the Lord explains directly to Arjuna what action is and what inaction is. Only action performed in Kṛṣṇa consciousness can deliver a person from the entanglement of material existence. Makam karochi vachalam pangam laite grim yat kripa tamaham bande shri gurun dinatarinam. Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayo pi atra mohitāḥ tatte karma pravakṣyāmi jñātvā mokṣyase śubhāt. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. So, this section here is particularly related to the question that Arjuna asked at the beginning of chapter 3. He said, you're telling me to perform action, and then on one hand you're telling me to perform buddhi yoga. You're telling me to perform activity in fighting, but you're also telling me to perform intelligence, use my intelligence. So, for our benefit, Arjuna asking the question, this is equivocal. It's not clear. What is action? What is buddhi yoga? So Kṛṣṇa, in summary, introductory, he explained that yes, Arjuna, you're seeing a difference between karma, your work, chaturvarna maya system, guna karma vibhargasha. So the work of a person is determined by the guna. They have a natural tendency. One person is inclined towards Brahminical work, mode of goodness, mode of passion, kshatriya, administrative, governmental work, military work, vanijam, passion and ignorance, and then shudra work, ignorance. So according to the conditioning of a material soul, of a materially conditioned soul, he will tend towards these actions. So that is the karma of a person in this context. So that is the work that they have the tendency towards. But Buddha Yoga means that you perform that work not for a selfish goal to enjoy the fruit, but you perform it in yoga, in union with the Supreme. Therefore, you perform the work as an offering to Vishnu. Yajñātvā karmano atra lokoyam karma bandhana. Work has to be performed for Vishnu, otherwise work, karma, binds one to the material world. So that is the integration of karma and Buddha Yoga. You should perform your work to which you are naturally inclined, but you should perform it in yoga, in union with the Supreme, by buddhi. Buddhi Yoga means you're not at the stage of bhava, you're not at the stage of prem, but you've understood siddhanta, you've understood sambandha gyan, you've gained knowledge, and this has enlivened your buddhi, your intelligence. So with your intelligence you perform your work, but you perform it nicely, but as an offering to Vishnu. The fruit will come naturally, but you're not greedy for that. That you see as the prasad of Kṛṣṇa. So you're performing your work as yajna, and the result that is coming is prasad. Whereas if you just perform karma, then you are greedy for the result and you are forgetful of the Supreme Lord, then lokayam karma bandhana. Karma bandhana. Because you're not acting for Vishnu, you're acting for yourself, then you're bound by the result. Whereas if you're acting in yoga, you're performing your work in union with the spiritual platform. And that union with the spiritual platform will liberate you from samskar, the material cycle of birth and death. If you perform your work greedy for the result, in forgetfulness of the Supreme Lord, then you've entered into illusion. You've entered into a condition where you do not see this world and the activities in connection with the Supreme Lord. And you're in the Maya Shakti now, and you're thinking, Kartaham iti manyate. I am Karta, I am the doer, I am the performer of my activities. It all rests upon me, and therefore I deserve the result. So therefore you get the material result. But if you are enlightened by transcendental knowledge, the name of this chapter, and Kṛṣṇa is expanding on this idea of Buddha Yoga and action and inaction, then you will gain realization of the Supreme Lord. You will gain perception of the Supreme Lord. You will become a devotee because you will be able to see the presence of the Supreme Lord even in the material creation. In the spiritual creation, the Supreme Lord is fully revealed because everything is Chit Shakti. Everything is conscious. And that conscious energy, the Chit Shakti, is in direct connection to the Supreme Lord. But in the material world, we're in the secondary material energy, and the tendency is that this material energy, when we pursue it as a controller and enjoyer, we forget the Supreme Lord. who is the actual controller and enjoyer. In the Ishopanishad, Ishvasya idam sarvam yat kinchat jagadam jagat. Everything in this material world is controlled and owned by the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the Upanishads, tena bunjita magrida kashasvittanam, that you should only take that which comes naturally and not be greedy for things outside your sphere. You shouldn't be greedy unnecessarily, knowing well to whom it belongs. It belongs to Kṛṣṇa. Why? Because aham sarvasya pravavo matak sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajanti mam. That everything is emanating from the Supreme Lord, so it is His creation. We cannot claim proprietorship. We cannot claim ownership. We are not the creator. However, just material example, in this world, there's a mother and father, they have a house, they have children, they have a little bit of land. So the mother and father, they're the proprietor of the house and the land. So the children can utilize that land. They can work in the house, but they must work in relationship to mother and father. They must recognize the authority of the mother and father. If they become disobedient to the mother and father of the house and the land, then there is disharmony. They should cooperate with mother and father, and father says, plow the land. Mother says to the daughter, help me with the cooking. And so on and so forth. And then everything goes on nicely. Father is satisfied, mother is satisfied, everything in the household is very joyful. So the material world means we are forgetful that the Supreme Lord, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, is the controller, the owner. Also, Ishopanishad, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnat Udashite Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate. That everything is emanating from the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is perfect and complete, and all emanations from the Supreme Lord are perfect and complete. Because the Supreme Lord is perfect and complete, even though so many complete units, the creation emanate from Him, still He remains the complete whole and the complete balance. So Kṛṣṇa expands, but He does not deplete Himself by that expansion. But that is another discussion. Right now we have to understand that Mahatmanas tamam patha devim prakritim ashrita. The Mahatma is in the spiritual energy. Why? Vasudeva Savamiti Sa Mahatma Sadurlabha. So he has realized that this world, even the material world, is not disconnected from the Supreme Lord, even though it has the potency to make you forget its connection with the Supreme Lord. And that is why the material world, from the point of view of the jiva, is created, so that he can live a life of forgetfulness of the Supreme Lord, and thereby consider, I'm the origin, I'm the controller, I'm the beneficiary. But with this attitude, he tries to control and enjoy the material world, and he becomes bound by the reactions. Another example. A man, he joins the army and he fights in a big battle, shooting and killing even. But he's given a medal because he's working on behalf of the government. But now if he takes that same gun and after the battle goes home and starts shooting people, he's responsible for his actions because it's not sanctioned by the Supreme Lord. It's not sanctioned by the government. He's doing it whimsically. So this is the material karma. This is the work in the material world. It is disconnected in consciousness from the Supreme Lord. Whereas spiritual activity, Buddhi Yoga at the beginning, later Bhava Bhakti, it is performed in connection with the Supreme Lord. So one is linked by consciousness, Buddhi. Buddhi is the leader of Manas. Manas is the leader of the mind, of the body. So the consciousness is linked to the Supreme Lord by devotion, Buddhi Yoga. Therefore, one is becoming progressively freed from the material reactions and simultaneously realizing the Supreme Lord. And as one realizes the Supreme Lord, this has great mystic potency. This is not like learning to write computer code or learning to ride a bicycle or learning how to become a heart surgeon. Once you understand the Supreme Lord, this understanding of the Supreme Lord enlightens you. It has the potency. Once the knowledge is turned into realization, then that realization frees you from the material reaction. And it liberates you. You become an enlightened soul. So, and there's just a verse previously that explains this, actually. I'll read the Sanskrit. Namam karmani limpanti na me karma phale spriha. Iti mam yo bijanati kamabed nasa bhajate. Kṛṣṇa is talking about his position in relationship to work, because he acts in this world. He appears in this world, he becomes the driver of the charioteer, he fights with Kamsa, he fights with Dantavakra, he dances with the gopis, he performs so many lila, but there is no work, no activity that affects me. That means he's not bound. Na karmani limpanti. It's not controlling him, the reaction. There's no work that affects me. I'm free of reaction. Nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. Just like we explained earlier, in the material world, people perform activity and they're thinking, I want to get the result. I'm working in the factory, I want the salary, and I want to put it in the pocket and enjoy my plan. I want to open a factory and make a profit, and then I will enjoy my plan. So Kṛṣṇa says, I'm not aspiring for the fruits of action. I don't have that mentality. I have nothing to gain. I am Atmarama. I am the Supreme Lord. Everything is within me. Everything is my creation. I am unlimited in Shakti, unlimited in Rasa, but I am performing Leela for the sake of my devotees and for the sake of their happiness. So, Kṛṣṇa is not inspired by attaining a fruit. He's inspired by kripa, mercy. This is the point. Kṛṣṇa appears in this world, what is it? Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the devotees, vinashaya to diskritam, to chastise the miscreant, and to re-establish dharma, the way of real religiosity, real yoga in the material world. So, that is his mercy. Now, he says, no work affects me, nor am I aspiring for the fruit. Now, this is the point. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive actions of work. I'll say that again. One who understands this truth about me, I'm free of karma, I'm not greedy for the result, understands, that means realized it, tattvata, also does not become entangled in the fruitive actions of work. So this is the mystic power of realization of Kṛṣṇa. That if you realize Kṛṣṇa, it liberates your consciousness, and Kṛṣṇa says this particular aspect of me, that I'm not greedy for the result, I'm not conditioned by my activities, then if you understand that properly, and this is what the sages do, they contemplate the nature of Kṛṣṇa. And by realizing Kṛṣṇa, the transcendental Lord, the source of everything, their mind flows towards Kṛṣṇa just like the Ganges always flows to the sea. So they perform all activities, all thought, all actions in relationship to Kṛṣṇa. Gange vodam udanvati. In the Bhagavatam, Mother Queen Kunti, she asks Kṛṣṇa, now you're going after the battle, so please give me the benediction that my mind will always flow to you like the Ganga always flows to the sea, to the ocean. So therefore, as Kṛṣṇa is realized, rasavai saha, and one is simultaneously realizing not just knowledge, but rasa, the taste of Kṛṣṇa, the bhakti rasam rita sindhu. One is tasting dasyabhav, one is tasting sakyabhav, one is tasting vatsalyabhav, one is tasting madhuryabhav, because these rasas come from Kṛṣṇa, and all the secondary rasas, laughter, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, dread, ghastliness, the 33 sanchari bhavs, all these rasas, they're part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa. So once Kṛṣṇa is realized, then all the rasa of this material world is forgotten. Because param drisva nivartate. So the beginning is buddhi yoga. One has to apply one's intelligence to the Shastra, the words of the Mahajan, as Prabhupada says, the great authorities. And then the mystic power of that realization liberates one from this material world. So the first step in bhakti is to gain this knowledge. There's another similar verse. Janma kalma tame divyam evam yo varitattvata takva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti sarjana. Here is another, Kṛṣṇa is explaining the mystic power of realizing him. One who knows, one who has realized the transcendental nature That means Satchit Ananda Vigraha, Ishvara Parama Kṛṣṇa. I'm realizing that spiritual nature of my appearance and activities, karma is janma karma, does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. So when you realize Kṛṣṇa, birth and death, old age, disease, adibhotik, adhyatmic, adidevic miseries, you become liberated. You enter the eternal plane. Why is that? Because when you realize Kṛṣṇa, simultaneously you will realize your relationship with Kṛṣṇa. You cannot realize your relationship with Kṛṣṇa without Kṛṣṇa. Obviously, I cannot have friendship with you, a good relationship, if I don't know you. First I have to get to know you, and then we enter into nice friendly relationships. You understand me, I understand you, we have good rapport. So, what is that sloka? Jivara swarup hoy nichera Kṛṣṇa das. What is the swarup? What is the internal relationship? What is the form of the jiva? Nichera Kṛṣṇa das. So when one adopts an attitude of service to the Supreme Lord, one is realizing the Supreme Lord. Jivara swarupoi nichera Kṛṣṇa das. And as one realizes Kṛṣṇa, one becomes bhava. Because Kṛṣṇa is rasavai saha. So one enters bhava. And then through that bhava, the spiritual form of the jiva manifests. Just like the tree manifests from the seed. So the soul, we can say in this context, is like a seed. Within it is the spiritual form, the spiritual relationship, and it blossoms fully in bhava and prana. So the beginning is to fix the mind on Kṛṣṇa through knowledge of Kṛṣṇa. And then simultaneously, as we realize Kṛṣṇa, we realize our spiritual nature. And then becoming completely absorbed in bhakti bhav, we lose any affection for controlling and enjoying the material world. So that is the mystic power. So the first part, actually in the Dasamula, there are 3 aspects to Kṛṣṇa. Dasamula is the 10 primary points, the mula of the Vedas. So 3. The first one is Veda Pramana. Pramana means that which is proof for the prameya. There are 9 prameyas and there is 1 pramana. Dasha means 10. So the first, number 2, 3 and 4, they deal with Kṛṣṇa. These are the 3 roots of understanding Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is Hari Ishvara. Hari, Radha Kṛṣṇa. And they are Ishvara. Why are they Ishvara? Because they are the creator. And the creation is according to Kṛṣṇa's desire. Kṛṣṇa desires and the creation manifests. So, Hari means we can understand the source, the supreme deity, in 2 phases. Just like we understand the sun in 2 phases. There is the sun, the rupa, and then there is the energy of the sun. So Kṛṣṇa is the sun and Radha is the Swarup Shakti, the sum total of Kṛṣṇa. The word is mohitāḥ. Kṛṣṇa is mohitāḥ, Radha is mohitāḥ. They're the half of the whole. But they are one, achincha bheda bhed. That is the beginning point of achincha bhed philosophy. So Kṛṣṇa Hari Ishvara, he is the supreme controller, untouched by his creation. It is all his generous leela. Second aspect in the Mula, describing Supreme Lord, is Sarva Shakti. He is Achincha Shakti. He is the possessor of Achincha, potency that is beyond material calculation. His potency is unlimited in depth and unlimited in variety. So he has unlimited potency and unlimited variety. And this is the creation, even the material world, it is unlimited in variety and Shakti from our point of view. What to speak of the spiritual creation and the Brahman and Haridam and Maheshdam and so on. This is unlimited Shakti. And then third aspect of understanding Supreme Godhead, the absolute truth, Param Tattva, is Rasavai Saha. That the energies are not just impersonal Shakti. They are full of rasa. For example, when you look at a sunset, you see the beautiful colors. You see the amazing display. This part is yellow-orange, this is orange, and this is going red. And you see the clouds, there's purple and blue. And you're seeing all this amazing display of energy. But it is full of rasa. It is full of taste. So Krishna's energies are not just Shakti, impersonal, mathematically defined energies and potencies. They are full of rasa. And therefore, we experience rasa, do we not? We listen to music. It is a vibration. It is a physical vibration that impinges in our mind. But we feel some rasa. Oh, this music makes me want to dance. This music makes me want to relax. This music is humorous. It is all energy, but it is combined with rasa. So this indicates that Kṛṣṇa is the sum total of all rasa, all beauty, all renunciation, all opulence, all fame, all Shakti, and it has particular rainbow, if you like, of different tastes and rasa. So this is how we can begin our contemplation of Kṛṣṇa on these 3 points. And then we become liberated from material action. Now, so this is the important point. So there is no knowledge that is not connected with Kṛṣṇa. If something is understood separate from Kṛṣṇa, without connection to the Supreme Lord, then this is illusory. Because everything is emanating from Kṛṣṇa, everything is maintained by Kṛṣṇa. So any perception, any knowledge of any object without reference to that maintaining and emanating Supreme Lord is faulty. Therefore, people look at the universe, the material scientists. How does it work? It's gravity. I think it's gravity, and there's forces going here and there. Confirmed. But actually, we know from Shastra that this material creation is a combination of consciousness and the material energy. Kṛṣṇa explains Sutri Mani Gana Iva, that this whole creation is resting upon me, meaning it is resting upon my consciousness. Why are the planets floating in the sky? Why is there great order in the universe? Why is there great order in the jungle, in the oceans? Why is everything interwoven nicely? It is not because of some chemical reaction. It is because some biological reaction or some idea of gravity. It is because everything is resting upon the consciousness, the potency of the Supreme Lord, and everything is regulated by that Supreme Lord. But of course the material scientists say, oh, consciousness, that is created by matter. But actually we understand from Shastra, no. Consciousness is spiritual. It is coming from the soul and the Supreme Lord. So if we have an understanding of the creation devoid of the consciousness of the living entity and devoid of the consciousness of the Supreme Lord, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Yodidadati Kaman, and how Kṛṣṇa is regulating everything, if we have that understanding, then it is illusory knowledge. And therefore the scientists, they measure something and then they propose this as knowledge. Just measuring gravity, the power of gravity, does not explain what gravity is. That is charlatan. You're measuring gravity and then you're saying, now I understand it. No, you've measured it, but you haven't understood what it is. So the whole creation, measuring and through empirical knowledge, taking notes and measurements, does not explain the creation. But when we understand it is the inconceivable creation, the energy of the Supreme Lord, and it is emanating from the Supreme Lord, and it is maintained and resting. Kṛṣṇa is Ashraya, Param Dham. When Arjuna sees Kṛṣṇa in the 11th chapter, he sees everything, the Virat Rupa, everything is resting upon him. As Shirodakshaya Vishnu, as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, as Mahavishnu. So, that is knowledge. To see things in relationship to the Supreme Lord. Now this comes back to the point in discussion in today's sloka. Well, it's introductory. It's introductory to what will be discussed forthwith. (16) Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Karma and akarma. So, we've been explaining that karma, devoid of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, devoid of linking to Kṛṣṇa, binds one. But there are 5 topics in the Bhagavad Gita, and one of them is non-eternal, karma. Because you perform an activity with material consciousness and you get the fruit, but the fruit fades away. Just like you get your salary and you spend it and you've got the salary is not eternal. You were given 5,000 rupees for your salary, but you spent it, it's gone. So karma is non-eternal. So karma is really inaction because it has no permanent effect. Whereas akarma, that means activity which is not material, that is eternal. That is eternal activity. Because whatever Kṛṣṇa says, nahabrakama nashosti pratyavayo navidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trahate mahatobayat. In this endeavor, there's no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the greatest fear. So what does that mean? That means that those activities which are spiritualized by devotion and knowledge and realization of Kṛṣṇa, they are eternal. They don't fade away. When you realize, like this verse we discussed, when you realize that Kṛṣṇa is the source, then that becomes your eternal possession. And then iti matva bhajanti mam. Then you will naturally be a devotee eternally. Once you realize that work doesn't adhere to Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa is free of karmic reaction, Kṛṣṇa is not greedy for the result, once you realize that, that becomes your eternal realization. Once you realize Kṛṣṇa in the Ras Leela is dancing in ecstasy with his devotees, once you realize the transcendental world, that becomes your eternal possession. But the result of karma disconnected to the Supreme Lord, that comes and goes. It's like your salary. It's like you build a house and it turns to sand. Right? There's even castles made of sand fall into the sea eventually. Children, they go to the seaside and they build sand castles. The tide comes in, it's all gone. The Mona Lisa, one day it will be gone. Everyone loves the Mona Lisa. All the guitar solos of Jimi Hendrix, they're all going to fade away. Beethoven is all going to fade away. It is all temporary karma. It is the fruit of material activity. But those realizations, that connection to the spiritual platform, activities performed for the Supreme Lord, Kṛṣṇa never forgets. Kṛṣṇa never forgets. He doesn't think, oh, who was that devotee, Satsangoranga? He sold some books, I think, during the Christmas marathon. I forget how many Bhagavad Gitas he sold. Never mind, Radharani. No, Kṛṣṇa remembers everything perfectly. Every offering that we have performed to Kṛṣṇa, every flower, every plate of halva we offered to Kṛṣṇa. Every time we raised our arms in front of the deity and said, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Every time we did that, Kṛṣṇa remembers that. And he takes us, paritranaya sadhanam, name bhakti pranashati. That means my devotee will never be defeated by the material energy. You offer one flower to Kṛṣṇa, he'll never forget. An innocent child in the temple, oh, hello, Hare Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa never forgets. That is the potency of eternal action. So that is akarma in material terms, because it's not going to bear a material fruit. It's going to bear an eternal fruit. Whereas karma in the material world is really akarma, because it's not going to bear any permanent fruit. This is what Kṛṣṇa will explain. So that's why he's putting it in this nice way. The intelligent are bewildered. What is karma? What is akarma? Akarma means no material result. So, buddhi yoga, bhava bhakti, that is akarma. It renders spiritual, eternal result. Whereas material karma, it's really inaction. Because one day, castles made of sand will fall into the sea. The time factor, everything in the material world is withdrawn into Mahavishnu. Everything is wiped clean. And that is very reassuring, because we have got this body because of our karma. We don't want this body eternally. We want śubhāt. We want our eternal form in relationship to Kṛṣṇa. We want to enter the spiritual world as eternal residents. Janma kama tame divyam evam yovati tatpata. Takva deham punarjanma naitimam eti sorjana. So, and the other point Prabhupada makes is that this knowledge, which is real dharma, real knowledge, real yogic dharma, should be accepted by the Mahajan. What is real religion? So this is quoted in, this is the seed verse that Prabhupada is referring to in the purport. I'll read it. Tarko pratishtat shrutaya bibina nasyo rishi yashya matam na binam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena kata swapanta. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, dry arguments are inconclusive. That means discussion without relationship to the Supreme Lord. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. So the Munis, the speculators, they're always trying to make another idea, another explanation of the material world. They want to make a contribution. I'm giving the new idea, and it's better than the old one. And I'm the great Muni. Simply, then this verse continues, simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. That's also in the Brahma Samhita. Vedesha dulama bedolama mahatma bhakto. The solid truth of religious principles. Now here you listen to this. This is the conclusion of the verse. Instead of speculating, instead of just going into the Vedas and getting lost in the complexity, the solid truth of religious principles, of dharma, of the nature of reality and the nature of the soul, the nature of the Supreme Lord, is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized person, the Mahajan, Devim Prakritim Ashrita, the Mahatma, the person that is situated in transcendence, even though he's manifest in the material world. The solid truth of religious principle is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, a pure, self-realized person. Self-realized means he's understand the Supreme Self, and therefore he's understood his individual self. Consequently, as the Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajans advocate. So the Vedas, the Puranas, the Shrutis, Smriti, they're very variegated. So if you go without guidance, you can become bewildered. You can become immersed in knowledge. So therefore, in the Vedic science, there are three authorities: Vedas, Acharya, and bona fide guru. Veda means knowledge. They are explained by the Mahajan. But the Mahajan is qualified by this. Shrotriyam, he's learned the Vedas, Brahmanishtakyam, Mandaka Upanishad. He's situated in realization, therefore he's liberated, as we explained before. When you realize Kṛṣṇa, liberation is concomitant. So they give the proper understanding. Srila Prabhupada, they give Acharya, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Madhavendra Puri, the six Goswamis, Lord Chaitanya, all the great Acharyas, Mahajayena Gatasva Pantha, and then the bona fide Guru. Tadvidi Pratipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Updekskyanti Te Jnanam Jnaninas Tatvadashina. Jnaninas Tattva, the bona fide Guru is that person who has Tatvadashin. He has realized by direct perception the truth of the Supreme Lord. So these are the three authorities. And so they are concordant. The Vedas are there. Like we say, Brahma, Lord Brahma says, Vedesha Adurlabham. Very difficult to understand. But Atma Bhakto, they are understood through Atma Bhakto, devotion of the soul. Because the devotion attracts the mercy of Kṛṣṇa, Swayam eva spuryada. Atak Shri Kṛṣṇa namadi nabhavedgrayam indraya. Swayam eva, the beginning of that line? Yes, ato shrada sevan mukhi hi jivado swayam eva spuryada. The Supreme Lord reveals himself to the bhakta directly and personally. Three types of darshan. One is bhava, ecstasy. That is a touch of the spiritual world. Second type is vak. Kṛṣṇa will directly speak to you. And third is darshan. You'll see the form of Kṛṣṇa. So, Atma Bhakto, and that is what is taught by the Mahajan. And if you want to understand bhakti, sambandha abhideya prayojan, just remember that they're all the same. Sambandha means relationship. That means sevabhav. Our relationship to the Supreme Lord is sevabhav. What is abhideya? The means of attainment. Sevabhav. And what is prayojan? Sevabhav. So we learn sevabhav at the lotus feet of the Mahajan, of the Mahatma. Mahatmanas tamam patha devim, what? Mahat sevam dwaram aho vimuktes. Mahat sevam. So we serve the Mahajan. And just to finish today's class, perfect illustration of this is by Narottam Das Thakur. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, say mora sampada, say mora bhajana pujana, say mora pranadana, say mora abhadarana, say more jivana. I'll read the translation. The feet of Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami's eternal form as a gopi of Vraja, are my real wealth. They are the object of my bhajan and puja. They are the treasure of my life, and they are the ornaments and the life of my life. They are the reservoirs of all rasa for me, and the fulfillment of all my desire. They are the conclusion of the religion of the Vedas for me, and are the goal of all my vows and austerities, and the chanting of my mantra. They are the purpose of all my religious activities. By the power of those feet, my activities will become favorable to devotion. Spiritual perfection will be achieved, and with these two eyes, I will be able to actually see. The exquisite beauty of Sri Rupa Manjari's divine feet will shine like the brilliant moon upon the lotus of my heart, both day and night, thus giving me relief to my afflicted soul. By the venom of the snake of separation from you, my soul has wasted away, and my life is ever afflicted and distressed. O Rupa Manjari, please be merciful and give me the shade of your lotus feet. Narottam Das has taken refuge. So, what does this mean? We perform all our devotional activities. When we get up, we're going to chant in the Brahma Muhurta. We're going to go to Mangalarti. We're going to chant in the Japa period. We're going to listen to the Bhagavatam. We're coming to the Gita class. We offer that all to Rupa Manjari. We offer that all as a servant to Srila Prabhupada. We offer this to Bhakti Vinod Thakur. We offer all our devotional activities as a servant offering this to our master, the disciplic succession. We offer all our devotional activities to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is Seva Bhav. So when you perform your devotional activities, that is okay. At the beginning, without understanding, you may think, oh, I'm going to get benefit. I'm going to become enlightened. I'm going to go to the spiritual world. I'm going to get bliss. Forget that mentality. Forget that. I'm performing my activities as a servant to my master. And what he grants me is his prasad. That is Seva Bhav. In the material world, we perform activities greedy for the result. We shouldn't maintain that in the spiritual practice, in sadhana bhakti. We have to, like this, Narottam Das Thakur, we have to adopt the attitude, I performed ecology very nicely. I offer the result to Srila Prabhupada. I offer the result to Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Oh, it's the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. I'm fasting in the morning and I'm reading his Leela, and the bliss I'm feeling, I offer it to him. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji. Put the consciousness on Kṛṣṇa as a devotee, madhyaji, and they do everything as an offering to the great Mahajans, to the great Acharyas. And mam namaskuru, with humility. Please accept my feeble attempts, just like Narottam said, oh, I'm a fallen soul, I'm afflicted, but I take refuge of you. That humility will touch the heart of the great souls. And through that Seva Bhav cultivated, you will realize Kṛṣṇa and go back to Godhead in one lifetime. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you all very much. Any question? We've gone a bit over time, but never mind. There's no time in the spiritual world. Thank you. See you next Friday. Ooh, circulation.